All right, good evening, everyone. This is Cristina Campbell. This is fun. We're going to be talking about aging gracefully with young living. And again, this is going to be on my YouTube channel, so you can watch this anytime or send the link to any of your friends if you want to learn a little bit more about young living. I've been with Young Living for 21 years. I'm a nationally registered certified master aromatherapist. I love the oils. They are my lifesaver. I can, in every sense of the word. So I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life right now, and then we'll jump into this PowerPoint. So I decided to do a master cleanse. I used to do master cleanses when I worked at Transcom here for the military, and I don't know if I did any while I was in the military, but I do know that I was doing them when I was a contractor. And I probably did a master cleanse about 3 or 4 years ago. So I master cleansed for I used to master cleanse a lot when I first got into Young Living 20 years ago because my skin was so bad with Gulf War. Many of you know that I was diagnosed with Gulf War syndrome. And one of the problems that I had was severe skin rashes to the point where they would crack and bleed and ooze and all of that. So anyway, I did a lot of master cleansing to cleanse my body. And so this time I decided to start a master cleanse with a group. And it is online master cleanse, and it is phenomenal because Tom Woolsheim, who wrote the book, The Complete Master Cleanse, from Stanley Burroughs's book, which is, I don't have it in here right now. Stanley Burroughs's book is healing, something about healing to enlightenment or something. I know that Gail knows the name of the book. But the master cleanse, I'm in day 4, which means that we don't eat any food. However, it's a mono diet. So this means that we do consume something. And what we do is we consume a lemonade, basically. A lemonade made with lemon, pure organic lemon juice, pure organic maple syrup, the darkest you can get, and cayenne pepper and water. And you drink about 8 to 10 of these 10-ounce glasses of the lemonade a day, and that's all you do. And day 4, and I will tell you that you lose a lot of weight. Sandy Rausch, who is a good friend of mine, lost 56 pounds on the master cleanse a couple of months ago. She's doing the cleanse again with me and a bunch of other gals. So if you want more information about the master cleanse and you're not part of Diamond Miners, because I have put that out there, check it out. The next one will start in August. We're already into day 2 of the one for July, and he likes to get you prepared before you actually jump in. But I wanted to share that with you because it's a good way to lose waste so that you can look younger, so that you can lose, the stuff that's maybe holding you back from your health. And one of the things that you're able to do while you're on the cleanse is think more clearly and just, I don't know, you just get a lot of energy like after day 3. The first couple of days, your body is really adjusting. So you just have to kind of go with that. But I love to cleanse my body. I love to do healthy things for my body. And that's why I love sharing what I know with you. So let's really get started. Aging gracefully with Young Living. I want to welcome you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. I still got people coming on, and it's because of that link. And Carol, thank you so much for making me aware. So I did put it on my Facebook page. So anyone who's on their phone and they want to get, so that they can see the slides, just go to my Facebook page, Cristina Rose Campbell, And if you're not my friend yet, friend me. Okay, so we know that quality in the oils that you use really, really matters. And the beauty of Young Living is that they have a seed to seal commitment. And what that means, and of course, I've been part of the harvest in Idaho at Highland Flats, as has Gail. And we have actually seen, you know, the trees that are upright, and then we cut them down and the horses pull them out and they get stacked, and we put them in the chipper shredder and we run the chips down to the distillery, and we fill the distillery or the distiller, and we make well, we don't make it. The distiller distills the beautiful oil out of whatever trees we're distilling. And in the case of being in Idaho, we do Idaho blue spruce, Idaho grand fir, and we have done some sandalwood up there, and because it was shipped in from Hawaii. And we have some smaller distillers up there that we do distill some other things. But one of the beautiful things about Young Living's distillery, at least I know for a fact in Idaho, is that Gary has put Brazilian crystals in the condensator, which means that our oil is not only distilled at the perfect temperature and at the perfect pressure, but that as it goes through the condensator and gets cooled by the cold water so that the steam turns back into water, it picks up the crystal energy. Nobody's oils are of the quality and caliber that we have. Once those oils are collected in the collector jar, usually in the bottom half of the distillery, that oil is filtered and then put in stainless steel and shipped to places to be tested. And we do over 60 different tests. Most people do 2 tests. They do gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, it's called, or mass spec, they call it. But we do far more tests than that because we're really looking for purity. And I want to give you a really good example of that. I was just listening to the farm manager. I think he was the farm manager at Mona. In fact, I posted him in Diamond Miners because it was Gary's birthday, which was also the day that Jacob got married, and International Essential Oils Day. That was July 11th. And he was talking about how they had just finished a Melissa harvest and that they had gone through the procedure that I just explained to you. And when they got to the testing facility and they started testing, it wasn't the standard or the quality that they had anticipated. So what do you think they did with that oil? Oh my gosh. It was over $200,000 worth of oil at the end of the distillation. Because you see, Melissa oil only gives up a very small amount of oil from the plant material. And the example is of 2.5 tons of Melissa, you get less than a 1/4 cup. So they had distilled this whole batch worth over $200,000. It did not meet Young Living standards. So the testing facility told, and I don't know who exactly, I don't remember if they stated it if the farm manager stated it in the video, but they told him to dump it on the compost bin, or he could test it to see how effective it would be to use as a pesticide, you know, on his fields, whatever he wanted to do with it, but that it would not be resold to any other company and that it would not be used by Young Living. So here is the standard of quality with Young Living. They are willing to throw away $200,000 worth of oil so that you get the very best. Nobody else would do that. I'm telling you right now, no one else would do that. So when we talked about seed to seal and the commitment that we have, that Young Living has to us and our families, it is truly of the highest standard and integrity that you could ever align yourself with. And this is why I've been with Young Living for 21 years. And their whole philosophy is part of what I believe. In fact, I believe that they have been very instrumental in molding my philosophy about life over 21 years. And I'm grateful for that. All right. So I'm going to quickly touch on usage and safety. Basically, Young Living teaches do not put oils in your eyes, do not put oils in your ears. Although if you do the Master Cleanse, Tom Woolsheim, who is the Master Cleanse guru and has written the complete Master Cleanse book, will teach you things that Gary taught him many, many years ago and tell you stories, because he's been with Gary ever since the 1990s. In fact, it was Tom that helped Gary really learn, him and Stanley Burroughs, really learn about VitaFlex and how to use VitaFlex and why VitaFlex would be an adjunct with the oils in Raindrop. And so to have his knowledge it's pretty incredible. So we don't put them in our eyes or our ears. We, when you're using oils in palliative care or with infants, you may want to consider diluting. However, I have anointed my great-grandsons with frankincense neat. And neat means straight up out of the bottle, no dilution. And I anoint their head and I pray over them. And so you have to use your common sense as to whether or not you're going to need a carrier oil, and follow, the basic directions. You want to, if you're going to ingest, that is fine. You can ingest with a capsule. You can put it in water. Although I really, really like Young Living's new Vitality Drops. I'm not doing these during my cleanse, but otherwise I love doing the drops. And that's just oil in water with stevia and some electrolytes. And I really find that it helps me to hydrate throughout the day. So we have aromatic, which is with a diffuser. And I love my new hand-blown glass diffuser that became available at convention this year. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have it in my living room. It's actually a piece of art. You can use them internally, like in capsules, and all of our supplements are infused with essential oils. In this picture, you see multigreens, and multigreens is infused with Melissa. And multigreens is that supplement that's going to give you energy. And I want to talk about this right now because when we talk about aging gracefully, we want to do the things that we need to do to keep our energy level up, to keep our mental clarity up, to keep us moving and healthy and our digestion and all of that. I will tell you that of all the supplements, multigreens is my number one. And that is the truth. So multigreens is my number one favorite supplement. I wouldn't be without it. I love it. My second favorite supplement are the enzymes. You absolutely must be taking enzymes. If you are over the age of 20, even if you're under the age of 20, our babies and our teenagers need to be taking enzymes. And so that's why Gary created Mightyzyme for them. But our enzymes are Essential Zyme 4, Detoxzyme, and even Allerzyme. And I want to tell you that you can take up to 10 little Detoxzyme every night before you go to bed, and it will change your world. So there's quite a few in the jar. It lasts a long time. but I was recommended to take 10 a night. Gary used to take 10 a night, every night, and I've been doing this for quite a while, and I think that it's very, very helpful in keeping your digestive system in a good place. We need enzymes. We need to be able to digest the foods that we're eating. Otherwise, it's putrefying in our bodies, and that's going to cause aging right there. So make sure you're taking your enzymes. And I've gotten to the point now, being 67, that I won't eat without taking enzymes. It used to be I used to recommend take enzymes with a heavy meal. You need to be taking enzymes throughout the day. Enzymes, enzymes, enzymes. So those are my two favorite supplements. There are a lot of supplements out there. I love the new vitamin D. It tastes so good. And even though I walk 5 miles a day, every single morning, like clockwork, even in the rain, because I've got this philosophy that I'm walking for the people who can't go outside. So I'll put my rain gear on and I'll go and walk my 5 miles. I walk in the cold, I walk in the heat, but usually I try to get out there early enough that the heat isn't debilitating, because, you know, I'm a northern girl. I'm originally from northern Minnesota, and I don't do well in this St. Louis heat. Okay, and then topically, and you know, I put oils on all the time. I gave a little talk on gratitude the other day, and so I've got gratitude here. And of course, I don't sit at my computer without using Valor. So just putting them on topically and rubbing them in and breathing them in while you're on the phone making your calls, sharing the oils with people, or you know, on Zoom with your cross line or your mastermind group, or you're mentoring gals, if you're mentoring anybody or coaching anybody. You've got to have your oils. And I just put them on continually all throughout the day. I've got Sacred Angel here. I've got Joy here, Valor. I've got Jade Lemon because I really like that in my water. And I've got the new One Heart sitting here too. And I had like 3 or 4 times more than this here, but I said, you know what? I've got to put them back in my bag. And then I start all over again. So I bring them out and I take out the ones that I want. So that's topically. All right, staying young with Young Living. Again, I'm on the Master Cleanse, so I'm not doing Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red cannot be taken during the Master Cleanse because it is a superfood. It's food. And that is the beauty of Ningxia Red. And of course, I'm looking forward to getting back on Ningxia Red once I get done with my cleanse. It is a whole body supplement, and it's for everyone, no matter what the age. We have 8 greats and 7 grands and 5 kids, and we have about anywhere between 10 and 14 that come home for the holidays. And at the breakfast table, we serve what we call a Ningxia Sunrise. It's 2/3 orange juice and 1/3 Ningxia Red. Everybody in our family gets Ningxia Red when they come home. Whether they do it when they're not here or not, that's up to them. And some of them do because they know the value. So the Ningxia Wolfberry has been used thousands of years to support longevity. And this is really what we want. In fact, I was having an earlier conversation with Sherry, and she said, I want to live longer. And one of the ways that she will live longer is by drinking Ningxia Red. It increases the immune function, and it aids in the natural detoxification of the body. So you're actually going, you know, keeping your body free of free radicals, because the antioxidant rating on Ningxia Red is so high. And that's really what it means about detoxifying. So we still have people coming on, my goodness. So yeah, there is more vitamin C in Ningxia Red than there is in oranges. There is more beta carotene vitamin A in Ningxia Red than there are in a bag of carrots. There is more calcium than broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage. It actually, oh, I got to tell you this. So if you take your blood, a drop of your blood, and you put it under a microscope, if you're on the American diet, your red blood cells will be really stuck together in most cases. And it's because of the fats that we eat and the meat and, you know, the chemicals and, you know, Gary's always said the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food that we eat. And so those little red blood cells, they stick together. So if you take 2 ounces of Ningxia Red, within 10 minutes, those blood cells separate and can float freely, and they turn more round. So this is really, really good for the blood, for the hemoglobin. It's very, very good for supporting the cardiovascular system in general. And so Ningxia Red is a must-have. I won't be without that either. All right, so you say you want more energy and stamina. I mean, I've had people say, I don't know where you get all your energy from. And I think a lot of it is up here. We are what we think. We are what we eat as well, but we are what we think. And if you think that you are going to be endowed with energy today, and you are grateful for the energy that God is sending you, then you'll probably have more energy than if you're not grateful for the energy. But we can enhance all of that by using essential oils. And the essential oils of peppermint and black pepper have been shown to support healthy circulation and improve or promote increased energy. Peppermint. Kenneth used to go, well, my husband, he plays tennis 3 to 4 times a week. And when he's playing outside, I think he takes his water jug when he plays inside as well. He puts peppermint in his water, and he says it just gives him an edge on his game because it's going to give increased energy. So you can make a lukewarm peppermint tea. You can make peppermint iced water. You can put a little stevia in there. There's just a number of ways that you can take it. You can take capsules of it. If you have digestive issues, I would highly recommend that you take capsules of maybe half peppermint and half digize, and take capsules 3-4 times a day until you get that gut where you want it. Here's my supplement, multigreens, my favorite. This supplement can give you more mental clarity, pep in your step, and improved overall stamina. It'll also increase the iron-like content in your blood. So if you tend to be anemic, this multigreens is a must. And I would recommend a minimum of 6 a day. I do 6, and sometimes I do 6 twice a day. They are powerful. It is a food. If you look at our supplements as food and not as vitamins, I think you'd be more apt to eat them. So another thing that's going to really help with energy and stamina, of course, is exercise. And you know, we get caught in a catch-22 where we say, oh, I'm too tired to exercise, which makes us tired. So we don't exercise, which makes us tired. When if we would just, in our tiredness, go out and exercise, we would find that that increases energy. Cardiovascular disease is linked to lack of exercise and low blood flow in the body. Exercise has been shown to increase blood flow and reduce the risk of stress, anxiety, and disease. It's also, exercise will help with type 2 diabetes, with Alzheimer's disease and dementia, and even some cancers. I don't know so much what it's done for me over the years. I've walked for years now. I used to run, but I quit running. I don't know about, well, I was running for a marathon when I was 57. I was training for a marathon. And I think that it was very shortly after that. So I was probably 60 when I stopped running and I started walking every single day, 5 miles a day. And the important thing is that you have to have good shoes, and I listen to like positive stuff training and Bob Proctor and audio books from Audible. It takes the thought of even walking away, or I'll just take out my earbuds while I'm walking and I'll look at the beautiful sky. This is something that I believe leaders will do. They will take care of their health. They will become more of what God had anticipated for them. Just choose to do exercise in your life so that you can have more stamina, feel better, and have better health. Okay, heart health and circulation. If you do know that you have some cardiovascular concerns or issues, Cardiogize is a supplement that will help support you. Now, I take Cardiogize. I take one a day. I do not take them while I'm on the Master Cleanse because you don't take any supplements while you're on the Master Cleanse. But as soon as I get off, which may be 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, I just kind of take 10 days at a time. I will go back on my supplements again. Cardiogize is a supplement that helps support a higher quality of life, a healthy heart function, and proper blood circulation. So with essential oils and a balanced heart healthy combination of herbs and compounds, Cardiogize should be part of your daily regime, especially if you're over 50. Because and taking Ningxia Red together, you're going to have a strong cardiovascular system. Okay, what would we do for focus and concentration? Well, that was one of the reasons I went on the Master Cleanse, because focus and concentration and thinking is very, very important to me. But when I'm not on the cleanse, I do take Omega-Gize, and I take three times a day. Now, I think on the bottle it says 3, but you have to remember that the amount on the bottle is recommended for someone who's in ultimate health. They're in great health. There's nothing going wrong with them. So as we age, we really need to bump up those supplements. Another thing that I won't be without is MindWise, and I have it right here because when I'm working, it's right here at my fingertips. It's right here in my office. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. It comes, you can get it in the bottle like on this picture, but I like these little packets. It comes in these little packets, MindWise packets. And then I'll take one a day. And it does help with mental clarity. Another thing that's not on this slide that really helps with focus and mental clarity, like if you had to do taxes or something, take some nitro. Ningxia Nitro gives you sharp, crystal clear clarity. And other things that will help you, of course, are peppermint oil for focus and concentration. Clarity, that is an essential oil, and I absolutely love it. It has basil in it, and it has peppermint. It's just a wonderful oil blend. Clarity. And that's something that I'll diffuse sometimes if I'm working on a project here in the office. I'll diffuse it in my aria behind me. So this is for focus and concentration. Well, what about mobility and flexibility? Well, you know what they say, a body in motion stays in motion. So that's why I go out and walk. But I will tell you a couple of things. I do have discomfort. And so I take a lot of sulfurzyme, especially if you have anything like inflammation, like arthritis or like osteo or rheumatoid. Um, it was especially touted for rheumatoid. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get a blood level up high enough if you are suffering from rheumatoid, for it to really be effective in some cases. Now, I've had people who've said that they can tell a difference right away within a couple of days. So I recommend taking 6 in the morning and 6 at night if you are suffering with joint pain or any kind of arthritic pain like that. You can also take Agiles, which supports greater movement and flexibility. This is turmeric and some other essential oils in there and some other things. And then BLM has been very, very instrumental in helping me rebuild the cartilage in my right knee. Again, I've been using Young Living for 21 years. If you have damage somewhere, like they removed the meniscus in my right knee in 1988, it takes a while to rebuild it, but my cartilage is rebuilt. And it's because BLM not only has wintergreen in it, which is really good for bone health, but it has collagen 2. And Young Living has chosen the highest grade of collagen 2 available. And so this collagen 2 is going to help the elasticity of your skin. It's going to help rebuild worn cartilage and keep your joints flexible. I love BLM. Another thing, if you are in chronic pain, like fibromyalgia, I would recommend that you go on the Master Cleanse, at least for 10 days. 10 days of Master Cleansing and see the difference that you'll have in your pain levels. Then, once you come off of the Master Cleanse, based on your discomfort, your bodily discomfort, you're going to want to begin implementing some of these things that can actually be an anti-inflammatory. There are many anti-inflammatory oils in Young Living. Panaway is one. Copaiba is one. Copaiba is 55% beta-caryophyllene, which is an anti-inflammatory. Other anti-inflammatories are peppermint, wintergreen, like I mentioned. Aromaseeds is a wonderful oil blend. We love to, if I've worked out, so I do my 5 miles and then I work out in the yard for like 4 or 5 hours, weeding or planting my garden or picking green beans, and I'm twisting and I'm turning and I'm squatting and I'm up and I'm down. At the end of the day, my body feels it. And so what I'll do is I'll take a cup of Epsom salts or a teaspoon of Young Living's unscented bath gel. And I will put about 10 drops of Aromaseeds in there, and I will put that in my tub and I will soak. And it is like night and day. It just relaxes and relieves muscle tension. It's just so helpful. Another thing, that if you've got a strain or a sprain that's limiting mobility and flexibility, the CBD muscle rub is awesome. So I was having a lot of pain in my shoulder and in my neck the other day, and I could not figure out what was going on. And I had taken Louise Hayes' book out, because this is something that Tom Wolsheim uses during the Master Cleanse. And I was trying to figure out, is it in my neck or in my shoulder? And it seemed like I had actually gone through the discomfort for maybe 2 days. Well, that day I went to, I had a chiropractic appointment, and I happened to mention to Dr. Leah that I didn't know if it was my neck or my shoulder, but that I was in a lot of discomfort. And she said, "Oh, well, thanks for telling me, let me check." Well, I had a rib out. And had she not popped that rib back in, and it was one of the upper ribs behind the scapula, I would probably still be in discomfort. I was putting CBD on there and it was taking away the pain, but it was like once the CBD wore off, I knew that something was wrong, but I didn't know what it was. And she found out what it was. So I'm really a big believer in chiropractic to help increase your mobility and flexibility as well, and also massage. Another thing that we have is Cool Azul pain cream. Excuse me. But I will tell you that I will go for that CBD muscle rub now before I go for the Cool Azul pain cream. They're both awesome, but I really like the muscle rub. Just me. Okay, so most of you on here are already members with Young Living, and you have the premium starter kit. This is how we save money on our products every day. We're wholesale buyers. We save 24%. But you know, there are so many people out there, guys, that don't know about these oils yet. Or maybe, like some of you, you've been told about them for years, and it took you a long time to finally take the leap or make the decision. And I will tell you, I've probably talked to 24 people or more who have said, I wish I had started 5 years ago. I wish I had started 10 years ago. I don't know why I didn't start when, you know, the first time I heard about it. Well, I have this kind of philosophy. You know, God's timing is perfect timing, and we're never too late as long as we're still breathing. So just be grateful that you're using Young Living. But if that's the case, that there are so many people out there that are suffering, that have health issues, that it really is up to us. It's almost like our right to approach them and say, I think I have something that might work for you. Let me tell you my story. And that is how we share Young Living. Tell your story. Tell them how you started with a premium starter kit or a Young Living starter kit. Call it whatever you want. I started with 7 little oils in a little box. It was called the Essential 7. Yeah. But it was our starter kit, actually, back in the day. Tell them how it has helped you. Find out from them. Listen to them and find out from them what it is that they want to work on. Something that Tom said today on our cleanse call that I thought was really interesting. There was a woman who was having, I think she was having some female issues. And he said, use your oils. And she said, I have my oils, but I don't know how to use them. He said, put them on. She said, well, I know that, but I don't know what oil to use. And he said, grab an oil and use it, whatever it is. And if it works for you, great. I've had people say peace and calming took their stiff neck away. I've had people say Ocotea, which is good for blood sugar, has actually helped them drop their blood pressure. And I was like, are you kidding me? So it's amazing. Use your oils. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be an aromatherapist. If you want help, get a book. Get an essential oils desk reference. It's the best book out there next to the Bible. This is my oils Bible, the essential oils desk reference. Where do you get it? You get it from discoverlsp.com. Discover LSP, that's L as in Larry, S as in Sierra, and P as in Papa. DiscoverLSP.com. Get yourself a book, and you'll know everything you ever need to know about how to use oils. You'll learn in classes, you'll learn from others, but that book is really great. And if you don't know, just use the oil, like Tom says. One of the great advantages of being with Young Living is that we have an opportunity to get free products from them. If you're just a retail customer or you just order your stuff every once in a while, you don't get free oils or free supplements or free points to buy whatever you want. But if you are on Essential Rewards, if you make a commitment to your health and you're on Essential Rewards, even if you only do 50 PV a month, you are going to get points back, loyalty gifts. If you do 100 PV or more a month, you're going to get promotional items. I mean, last month, I think we got a beautiful Young Living picnic cloth. It says Young Living on it, and you can put it on the ground or you can put it on a picnic table. It's beautiful, and we got that for free. And you can get some of these promotional items if you level up, if you're sharing Young Living with other people. This can give you a viable income. I'll be the first to tell you. This can give you an income. And in this time where people have been laid off because of COVID, or they've just lost their job for whatever reason, or they need to have some extra money as an adjunct to their already the paycheck that they're already getting, Young Living is the way to do it. Young Living is absolutely the way to do it. I was working full-time as a government contractor when I got into Young Living in 1999. And I did it on the weekends. I did my Young Living on the weekends. I shared Young Living with people, and in the evenings. I had classes and no one taught me anything. I just stepped out because my why was so big. These oils had saved my life, had changed my life. I had learned so much, and I couldn't help but share it with other people. And that's why I'm a platinum in Young Living today. So get on Essential Rewards. Make this a lifestyle. Get your free stuff. September 1, for any order, whether it's a quick order or a Essential Rewards order, Young Living will be giving you free shipping. So we're looking forward to September 1. Right now, if you are on While Go or While Go Plus, that was the shipping that we had, free shipping for an annual fee. You still have shipments available, use them. But if you don't have free shipping right now, just know that in a couple of months we will. All right, I want to thank you for attending tonight. I want to open it up for any questions, but I'm going to stop the recording.